Now I still have two more badges to put on this. I don't know if I'm going to put them on right now. With this new style badge, you need the new style trim piece here. So this came from my old car. I do have the piece from the parts car, but the way this is, this emblem sticks down off of the trunk and actually fits in a groove on this trim piece that's not there on the old one. So this is off of my car, and that's off my car because just I like the newer style better. I think it looks better. The wing is mounted. It's dusty, but it's mounted. Lots of dust on it. Needs wiped down. The whole car needs a cleaning, so I'm hoping to get it mostly put together today. I got the side skirt to do, the door, the trunk, the rear bumper, the tail lights, the whole trunk to put together. I did put the door seal in. As you can see, it kind of tidies it up a little bit. But maybe let's go ahead and put the door on. I think that would be a good thing to do right now. So we got the door on. A little bit of a pain, but we got it. I was latching it and it was like popping out whenever I was like, why is this thing popping out? Then I realized that the seat cushion's pushing on it, and that's why it's popping out. Duh. So I'm gonna slap this together. There's really not a lot here, just some side pieces and stuff, so I'll just get back to you once I get these all clipped in. This car's dirty inside now, so yeah, this thing's gonna need a good cleaning when I'm done here. But clean the interior there, then I'll get back to you when I'm clipping the side skirt back on. Not sure how it's gonna show up on camera. Now with the door on there, it doesn't look as bad to me. Maybe on camera it does. I don't know. It doesn't look as bad. It's definitely off, but I don't think it looks horrible. I don't know. I'm looking at my camera and I'm like, I can definitely see it on the camera, but to my eyes, it doesn't look bad. This is me trying to justify the paint. Trunk lid. Why don't we go ahead and put the trunk lid on, because it's basically together. Basically together. It's not totally together yet, but it's close. Alright, so I just about broke my fingers trying to break off rivets. These bumper mounts are riveted on, and the only rivets I had that fit those holes correctly were stainless steel ones that are made for exhaust. Those things are not going to break ever. I couldn't get them to break with my pop rivet gun, so I had to go around and cut the ends off. I did not put them in ever. I left them out there. I left one out here. But like, I only left a couple out. I had some smaller ones that worked in this side, and I didn't like it seemed like they pulled out easy, so then I ended up putting stainless ones in all of them. And there's no way in heck these bumper mounts are ever gonna come off. But the tail light's in. It's looking pretty snazzy. Need to get the bumper support on, and then the rear bumper, and then it's all interior. I still didn't button up the interior over there, but let's put the bumper bar on and go from there. Now the bumper. I got a whole bag of bolts for this. I gotta take all these sensors out, put the rubber rings on them, then put them back in. That just keeps the water from going back into the sensor, whatever. But yep, gotta do that. Reflectors, tail light, the reinforcement plastic, it goes underneath there. The exhaust, we need to do that. I'm excited for that. I already put the chrome trim in, which looked really good, and then I come out today and I find runs on this bumper that I didn't notice. Know where you're going to see when the trunk is latched, but I'm going to address it. I'm going to try to sand them out. But yeah, right here on top, got them real good. Just right there. Everywhere else was good. I checked it all over. After that, I was like, I bet you got runs everywhere. Normally, I got like one coming off the corner there. I don't. It looks good. That bumper turned out really good. So let's get it back together in one piece, and then hopefully we'll be ready to put it on. I spent most of my morning putting a new front door on the house that's not finished yet. We need some trim extension and a couple other trim pieces, but it's in there. We also need to get a storm door. We didn't get one yet. I did a couple things on the car last night, and I spent like 3 hours. You remember those exhaust tips I wanted to put on? If you're going to put those on, either take it to an exhaust shop, or don't try to do it yourself. It's not an easy task, okay? I had to chop unless you want it to stick out from your back bumper about 5 inches, which I did not. You got to chop the tips that I paid $200 for down to about as small as you can get them, and you also had to cut the stock exhaust back almost into the bend just so you can get it in there far enough for them to fit, and then it touches the bumper on both sides. You have to remove the rear muffler hangers because the tips hit those as well. So without further ado, let me show you that. So that looks fantastic. It's a stock exhaust, so it sounds like a stock exhaust, but it's fine. That's the way I wanted it. I wanted it quiet. The bumper, I'm having problems fitting it. Okay, and I think it's the pad underneath because I found that it moves up and down. Right now, it's right up against the bar. I don't think it's going to move anywhere. But I feel like this gap is a little too big, and the other side's a little bit too big. But it's bolted in, and that's about where I can get it to fit. So these don't want to clip in right here, which it should be clipped in right there. It just does not want to do it. That kind of helps with that. The clips on this bumper that hold that in are broken. Wow, just on the ends. So I think this is the best fitment we're going to get. Also, you know those runs I said you weren't going to see? Yeah. They're on here, so yes, you do see them. I sanded them for about an hour, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and they're much better, but they're still there. Just, I mean, if I hit it in the right light, I polished it, but yeah, they're still there. They're not as noticeable as you can see, but they are definitely still there. So I could keep sanding that, but I'm kind of scared to go through the other clear. Regardless,
this booty be looking good.
So the only other thing I did off camera was pull the wheels off because we need to replace these brake rotors. Also need to put the side skirt on. I think I can do the side skirt right now. It just needs to be clipped in. So let me go grab that and we'll get it clipped in so we can kind of complete this look over here. Not too happy with the side skirt fitment on here. It's almost like that was bent. I'll bring it down, then yes, but I don't know. Maybe once I get the inner fender in there, it'll help with it. But it just seems to be tight. I don't like it. Anyways, if you remember right, these under trays are filled with salt and debris. So I want to take these down. I sprayed them, but it looks, some of these are going to break, no doubt. Might have to use some self-tappers putting it back in or something, but I'm going to drop them anyways because I don't want all that salt sitting in there against my body. Alright, so that was good. I can't, the front two bolts are so rusty, I can't get them out, so I was like, well, just drop it if I can get all the rest of them. So I did. I used my air wand and, you know, blew out what I could. You can see there's some holes wore in that thing. The only thing you can really do besides replacing these. And what to protect everything up in here is I'm going to get my wool wax out, wool wax black, and spray up in there before I put this back up in. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not worried about the rest of this. I'll get it later in the year because it's summertime. I don't have to worry about it. I also blew my wand up in here, and although there is dirt and grime up in here, as you can see, I plan on replacing these panels because I broke them. As you can see, they give you a very small hole to lift them. I got pucks that fit up in there so that it doesn't go up high enough, but it already cracked these on both sides, even though I have the pucks in there now, and it's still up against with the pucks in there, but it won't break it if I use those. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave these on for now. Before winter time, I'll probably switch them out from the parts car, and we'll wax just that area. Then we'll get this actually, you know what, let's just get them both off. It's gonna make more of a mess like this, and then we'll just do both sides all at once. Well, if that don't make you feel a little bit better, I don't know what will. Glad all of the 20 pounds of road salt is out of there. Weight reduction, race car. Next, I got like 50 bolts to put in the rear bumper. I won't put you through that. That's all along the underside. There's metal trays that stick down. They have little threaded inserts, and it gets like 50 screws in there, okay? There's already 2 in the sides, so we're good there. After I get that, I need to replace these rotors. These things are pitted way past where I'm comfortable with, even though they look like they were new not that long ago, because normally you're rusted in the center along with the outside. The pads are all in really good condition, so we're just doing rotors. The rotors on the parts car are in really good condition, so I'll get back to you when I go outside and start tearing into the parts car. I'm gonna put these on the parts car because I still need it drivable so that I can drive it into the garage when I'm done with the other car to strip it the rest of the way. It'd be a lot easier than not being a driver and trying to get it in here in the right spot. So, oh man, I'm dirty. Oh, I'm dirty. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right, so off camera, all of the underbolts for the rear bumper, under tray, they're all in. I put the inner fender liner in here, so that's all buttoned up. Now we just have brakes, service, interior, the trunk. I got to put the whole trunk back together. We're going to go over that. I want to do the brakes. This thing has plastic end links on this front sway bar. What do you think of those? Think that'll take a nice hit? I mean, they've made it so far, but I just, metal, come on. Hands down, the lightest brake caliper that I have ever worked on. It must be all aluminum. There's like, it feels like nothing's there. That's awesome. Now I need to go change cameras, but like I said, that's just surface rust. As you can see, I'm pretty much wiping it off with my hands right there where the caliper was. Look at these. Look at that. That is not surface rust. It feels like it's textured. Look at the ring on the inside of that thing. Horrible. Horrible. So these are going to go on the parts car. I'm going to go ahead and throw the wheels back on this thing, on this side. And then I'm going to do the other side off camera because you already seen me do two. You get the just 2 bracket bolts on each one. And take it off, hang your caliper, put them on, blah, blah, blah. I put anti-seize on there so you've seen how I had to hammer that one off. Won't have to do that again. And yeah, so I'll get the wheels on here. We'll show you that. And then go to the other side and I'll get it done off camera. Oh, that was more work than I'd like to admit. I'm dirty. Again. Anyway, what happened was, did this side, finished it, did that side, and when I got to the back one, I looked at the brake pads after I got it off, and the inner pad was wore down on the caliper, the one on the piston side. And I was like, shoot. I didn't remember looking at the back one on this side. So, took the wheel back off and looked, and it was wore down. So, the pads on the parts car were really good. The outer pads were fine on this. So, I just took the inner pads off of the calipers, redid the brake pads on them, and then put it back together and everything. The sliders seemed fine. I don't know why. Probably because of the rust that was built up. It was almost like sandpaper, like a very low grit sandpaper, so it was probably just chewing that pad every time the piston pushed out on it. So shouldn't have that problem now. So now I got all that done. I normally like to warm my engines up before I service them. I did get oil and a filter for this, if I remember where I put it. You know what? I think I ordered it and never picked it up. I'm pretty sure I ordered it and never picked it up. Yeah, I have a question. I think I ordered engine oil and a filter and never picked it up, like weeks ago. I'm looking through my garage trying to find it, and I was like, did I even go pick that up? I use the Advanced Auto app. I get a lot of stuff from Advanced Auto. Why it did this, I don't know. Went to pick my order up, and my oil was there. I said, there should be a filter. And he said, there's nothing here on the slip. So I went back in the app and went back to my order. And sure enough, I ordered a filter and oil. But the filter showed at a location an hour away from there. Like, why would I want to order it from somewhere else? Why wouldn't it just take to my home store? I don't understand. So, and then all their computers were down because they all reset the update. So I went to AutoZone and got the filter. I'm going to have to call and cancel that other one, but we got it. I like my oil warm to the touch whenever I drain it. Like I said, I like my oil warmed up a little bit. It drains out a little faster. I think a little bit more comes out. You don't have to wait as long. So instead of trying to get up in this thing to freaking turn it on, the conveniences. Oh. Man, that booty looked good. That was a cold start. Warmed up already. This engine is quiet. Listen to it down here. Like, most of the exhaust noise comes from this resonator box. Listen. It's right here. And it's not leaking. No, it's not leaking anywhere. It just like echoes out of it. So anyways, on these, this is the same engine that was in the Camaros I had. Oil filter is on top, up top, so we'll get to that later. The drain is right there. And then this is an all-wheel drive, so your transmission right here is your front drive shaft. Pretty tight quarters. Runs up to the front diff right there. Really tight quarters. Oil pan's still cold. So it times out after 15 minutes with the remote start, so it'll shut off after 15 minutes, and I guess we'll change the fluids then. All right, the engine's warm and the floor is clean. Yeah, I cleaned it while I was waiting. So let's go ahead and drop this Earl out. I don't even think it needed changed, but since I haven't driven it and I don't know the previous service record, I just changed the oil. Why not? It's a simple task.
Think with your dipstick, Jimmy!
We'll get to cleaning this thing on the next episode. But I need to put the trunk together, and I got some stuff in there. I want to vacuum it and stuff like that. The whole interior needs cleaned. That's going to be the next episode. But I am going to vacuum the trunk before I put the pieces back in. So let's head back to the caboose and get in this rear and see what's going on. Oh, she's a mess. Oh, she's a mess, boys. Oh, there's all the pieces to put the trunk back together. I labeled the bag and put everything in there. Thank God. But then, some insurance shop also bagged their stuff and labeled it. Right there's the same bag of stuff I got right here. It needs vacuumed, and it needs everything taken out of it. That's a good tail light. That's like $600 used. Might sell it. Alright, now let's get the vacuum and suck it out. Look at the beautiful sealing job that I did. What do you think? So now that this is completely clean, I'm going to use all the pieces that came out of the parts car. 'Cause that's the only piece that actually came with my car that was in this car. That and the trunk liner. As you can see, this trunk liner was way cleaner than that one from me tearing into this thing. So I'm just going to use the clean ones because it's a lot less work for me. Hold up a second. I got to repair this. This lid that goes up in the trunk area, it has magnets that clip once you get the front up in, and one of the magnets that clips it hold that magnet in place broke. So I'm gonna melt some plastic onto that so it should stay. One clip's still there and one's not. So, and I don't, or I could just hot glue it. It's hot glued. This is hot glued to the thing anyways. Maybe I should just hot glue that magnet in there. Alright, it's looking good. There. Filled that center up where the clips would be with hot glue. Yeah. It's like arts and crafts. Alright, this was weird to me. There's a plug here that's not plugged into anything, and I thought there was a light on here, but this one doesn't have a light. And there's nothing there to plug into, so I don't know what that plug's for. So we're just gonna roll without it. I checked the black one too, and there's nothing there. I would assume that maybe there was an option for a light, and this one had it. It's 2 wires on there. I don't know. I found out what the top plug is now. I went to the parts car and I was, well, first I put these side pieces on. I was like, shoot, I forgot to plug the side lights in because these have lights in them, these side pieces. So then I took it off and there's no wires there for that light. So this one had a top light option, which is what that plug is for. And then this one has the side lights, and so does the black one. So I did the only logical thing, went to the parts car and cut off the pigtails for each of these side lights, and they are 2 wires. And this one up here is 2 wires, and they're the same color. So I'm going to splice it and run them to the sides. This is the only logical thing. I don't know if the car is going to be mad about it or not, because the car knew that the light wasn't plugged in, but I don't know how it's going to like 2 lights plugged in. I'm going to do it, but wish me luck. I'm just going to do it, and then I'll report back to you guys. They're in there. As you can tell, they're not lit, but this thing has a timer, so if I shut it and then open it back up, ta-da! It worked. I figured it. I mean, it was the same colored wire, so it should have worked. I'm going to hot glue this light back into the felt here because it's about to fall out. And then I need to get that piece tucked under. Then I can put the top in. Put the sides in first. The sides go in first. That trim piece right there in the center goes on top of them. But if you take one pin out, as you can see I have one laying there, you can flip it up, tuck it under. And then it also goes under another piece on the inside, which you might not be able to see because I have it tore apart right now. No, you can see it. Okay. Yeah. You can see this. There's Velcro on this. This goes on the inside of this piece, but first you have to get it tucked under this. Oh, this camera work, I don't know if it's any good or not, but I'm trying. So get all that together and then put your pin in. Just a Christmas tree pin, and then I got some stuff to clean up in here with the vacuum before I put these seats up. And as you can see, hot glued these. I drilled holes through that pin and hot glued through it, and then filled this center section, and they're on there. They'll probably pop off again next time we go to take it off, but we should be ready to go in because it overlays those pieces in the back. So you can see my wires. I ran them both directions there. Had to keep them out of the way of these rods, but okay. Let's get this finished. So my camera died last night, but I ended up just finishing. It was getting late, so I just went ahead and finished it. So I guess I'll take you guys out and show you the car. I'm thrilled with the outcome, but it's going to look a whole heck of a lot better with black wheels on it. So that's to come in the future. They're sitting over there today. I'm going to dismount them and send them out to get powder coated again. They're going to be gloss black. Didn't think we were going that route, but we are. Gloss black and brand new gummies. Next episode, we're going to clean this sucker up. And then we're going to take it to Mexico and get some footage. And I'm going to get it inspected tomorrow, so it will be legal, and I won't have to take it to Mexico then. So if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom's rear end needs some attention. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Alright.
Kitties. What? Hey, what are we doing here? You're supposed to be the good one. You're supposed to be the good one. What are we doing in the microwave? Huh? Big paws. Let me see him. Come on. Where is your brother anyways? Sheldon. Let me see him. Let me see it. Let me see it. Big boy. Oh, chonkers. Oh my god. You're a heavy one. He is bigger than you now. You are now not the king of the castle. Actually, you still are. Yes. You will always be king of the castle. Yes. I know. Sorry. Stella. What are you doing out? Huh? You just figured you'd run around? Hey, it's Stella's time. It's Stella's time. Hey, jerkface. There's the new door I put on, and it's not finished, but it's in. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. How are you, sir? Huh? How are you? He bites Ashley all the time. He don't bite me as much. He loves me, don't ya? Don't ya? You want to say bye-bye? Okay. Bye-bye.